Okay, Interim Dean Vanderbilt, Dr. Debbie Jacobitz, members of the faculty, graduating students, guests, my fellow Longhorns. To those of you graduating today, I offer my congratulations for successfully completing this stage of your formal education before beginning your careers, further studies, and a new life. I graduated from this great university in 1974, as Debbie said, in interior design. That is now under the School of Architecture. In the 1970s, your School of Human Ecology was called the School of Home Economics. And I was able to add curriculum onto my skill sets by going to take elective courses in fashion, textiles, and clothing. My career began in interior design in 1978. I accepted a phenomenal opportunity. It was really my first time as an interior designer to take on an entire store and remodel it and build it. I was so excited. I was living in Dallas. It was back in Austin, and I wanted to take this on. It was a store that took care of brides and tuxedo rental. Well, it was my first major assignment, and I have to say, I nailed it. I was so excited. The clients were so happy. They were happy with my output. And believe it or not, they offered me the position of running the store, buying for the store, and merchandising the store. So I was very ambivalent about leaving my designated career. But you know, I decided to take the chance. So I took the job, and I have to say that the thought of going to New York City every month to buy was a little bit of an indication to me that I should take the job. Travel was in my future. Little did I know that I would spend the next 40 years building a career and traveling the world in the retail fashion industry. I have been forever thankful for taking those elective courses at UT that supported my ultimate career. So my first guidance to you today is when a door opens to you for a new opportunity, don't be afraid to walk through it. I did not choose this career for material reasons, but rather followed my gut and my heart while always seeking mentoring and specialized training. I held out hard for just compensation and benefits. I worked hard and I succeeded. But let me take a step back and share with you my decision to attend the University of Texas. I grew up 30 miles from here in Taylor, Texas. Neither of my parents went to college. They were from families of 8 and 10 children, and they grew up during the Depression. However, they instilled the value of hard work and providing ongoing moral support for all of my siblings to attend college. And they did a good job because my brother and sister are also graduates of the University of Texas at Austin. My dad was a risk taker and an entrepreneur, and he influenced me greatly. He bought a business at 26th and Guadalupe. It was called Longhorn Cleaners. That site today is Hole in the Wall Bar, and I bet you guys know that bar. So when Phil and I come back for games and we drive down the drag, it warms my heart to see that building still standing and everybody enjoying themselves there, because it was a part of getting through this university for me. Unfortunately, my dad passed away when I was 17. My siblings were already settled in college here, and I was completing my senior year in high school. I was faced suddenly with not having enough funds to attend the University of Texas. But luckily, I was a good student. I was able to procure a scholarship, and I also got a job working 25 hours a week. I held it for 4 years, and I was able to attend the university of my dreams. I became a Longhorn, proud, ambitious, and determined to change the world. I have always channeled my dad's teachings. He often told me that integrity was earned your entire life, but could be lost as a result of one bad decision. He expected me to be honest, kind-hearted, faithful, but always bold. The guidance from my parents and the education I received on this campus instilled core values, knowledge, and confidence that have guided my career. I always wanted to lead. I was usually the first to arrive at the workplace and the last to leave. You must strive to dig in and proceed with determination to be a leader. Always listen, always learn, and act, and success will crown your efforts. I have a voice. I've always used it. I told the truth when it wasn't popular. I prioritized the welfare of people over greed, and I can look at myself in the mirror every morning and know I earned my success maintaining core values and setting goals. It is not, and is still not easy for women in the workplace. However, when faced with obstacles, I always ask myself, what's the worst that could happen if I took that risk? Then I push myself a little farther, and once you start to assert yourself, rest assured, people will interrupt you, they will circumvent you, and they might disparage you. But you know what? The world goes on. And by conducting yourself in a straightforward manner and always stating the facts, mentoring and leading will become easier and easier. You'll find you'll fully embrace your vision, aspirations, and goals. You will lose some friends and colleagues along the way, but you'll realize you won't miss them. Your lifelong friends and family will be there for you, and you'll discover with surprising clarity that the only thing more frightening than not speaking the truth is not speaking at all. When I was an EVP at JCPenney, on a quarterly basis, our CEO, Alan Questrom, would speak to the executive team. Once again, I got there early because this leader was so inspirational to me. I'm going to share a story with you today, off script. I hope it inspires you like it inspired me. It's the difference between failure and failure. So there was a young man who started rock climbing. It became his passion. It became something he was so dedicated to that he spent hours and hours perfecting climbing rocks, and he finally set his sights on climbing the highest mountain. So he started one morning. He was ready. He was prepared. He had done everything he could to make sure he was equipped, mentally and physically ready. So he starts climbing up this mountain, and he gets closer and closer to the summit. And he finally gets so close, he's almost within reach of reaching the summit. But he couldn't find a place for his foot, and he couldn't find a crevice for his hands. And he thought, okay, I can just rappel down the mountain, and I can start over again. But you know, he didn't do that. He closed his eyes. He mustered up every bit of physical strength and mental strength that he could, and he reached as high as he could to get to the summit. And you know what? He missed it, and he rappelled back down. The difference of failure and failure is with failure, you try as hard as you can. You take the risk, you work as hard as you can, that's failure. And failure is when you don't even try at all. So, in closing, remember even though today marks the end of a chapter in your life, you will probably stay connected to many friends and mentors that you've met on this campus. My longtime circle of friends who I met here, who attended the University of Texas, are women who have built successful careers through marriage, children, and rigors of the workplace. From vocations ranging from a doctor in underwater archaeology to artist and to an undersecretary in Washington, D.C. running the SNAP program, these women have been my rocks. I even met my husband, my precious husband, in a disco. Now, you guys know I grew up in the 70s. And we met right off campus, and the first dance I had with this Longhorn, he said to me, "I'm going to marry you and be governor of Texas." You talk about a bold move. I ended up giving him my phone number, and we're still waiting on the campaign to be governor of Texas. But he has been a rock. He bleeds orange. And actually, this year will be his 46th consecutive year to attend the Texas OU game. So we keep a place in Austin because we do both bleed orange and we love this city. While our primary residence is in Dallas, we love to come back for games. I'm proud and still so sentimental about the 4 years I spent at this magnificent university. In many ways, it prepared me for my life, which has been full of success, disappointments, bliss, and hard-earned success. You are all so blessed to have experienced time on this campus, have this faculty, and this amazing education. Always face forward, be bold, be happy, and embrace the world. Thank you for the honor of addressing you on this wonderful day, and I just want to remind all the graduates, the eyes of Texas are upon you. Thank you.